Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sylvia and I make videos on planning with the occasional review. Planning has always been my way of working out problems and solving the day-to-day issues in my life. Join me as I experiment on how to best tackle projects, figure out how to stick with habit tracking, and celebrate the wins, both big and small. So grab a cup or a glass of whatevs and let's get on with the video. Can you believe it's already January? I know. So I'm not going to call this a lineup because it's not a lineup. It's my planner. I mean, technically this is my planner lineup that I'm starting out with for 2023. But this is going to be changing and I'm not sure how. So I hesitate to call it my legit lineup. I don't know. Maybe our planning systems are always forever changing. Maybe it's not the systems, but the things that we are using. But I'm not happy or satisfied with this. So listen, if you're someone whose January didn't start out quite the way you planned, I'm there with you. I had a shit starting for the month. I'm having a lot of back pain. It is already January 5th, and I had planned on starting this on the 1st. Getting a good start to the month, and I'm starting out really slow because I'm hardly moving and standing and sitting. Yesterday I went to my niece's baking party because we already had plans to do that, and it was so much fun. I spent 7 hours there, you guys. 7 hours. That was not the plan. It happened, and then I'm kind of paying for it today. So for the rest of the week I need to chill the hell out and just lay down. My body is pretty much demanding it. So don't feel bad if your January and your 2023 didn't start off as planned. That's why we make plan B and plan C and plan, H. So there's that. Okay, so to get through the stack, let's start from the bottom and work our way up, shall we? So the first notebook here I have is a Moleskine A5. And it's a soft cover. This is where I'm going to keep my writing. We have the square grid on the inside, and I'm not going to be sharing this a lot at all because it's just for me to write day to day. If I need to work out some notes for a novel that I'm going to be editing, because I'm going to try super hard in 2023, you guys, to just edit. I have like 8 novels to edit and complete. I don't need to write any more, but I tend to write a lot, even though I have work to do. So I'm trying to focus on just editing this year. And so that's what I do in here. I do some morning pages sometimes. If I, get an idea for something, instead of just letting it nag at me or pushing it away, I write it down, and usually that lets me let it go for a while. It will subside. So that's what I do in here, and it really doesn't need to be shared. If you're looking for my simple setup, I've shown this in another video, and this is going to be paired with my How to Plan Without a Planner. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you watch it. It is not only helpful to people who don't want to use a planner but want some type of planning system, it's also helpful for planners that need something else but don't want a 4th or a 5th planner. So I have been tracking in here what I've been writing and reading. Mostly I'm doing a read through right now and taking notes. So I've been able to do that while in bed with back pain. I didn't do anything yesterday because, again, I went to my niece's party. And I haven't started out anything today. On the back here, of course, I have my year and quarterly goals marked down for what I'm accomplishing, so I'm still working on this. I added short stories underneath reading essays because I did get that new book. This is also a companion. I need to fill this out because I've been doing work in bed, and I usually have this at my computer underneath my monitor, but this is also how I track my writing. I like having this spreadsheet that I print out every single month, and I don't necessarily want to draw out that in here because if I move into a new notebook or it's really tedious, and I prefer to just print it out because this is lazy planning. On to the reading. Okay, so this is supposed to be my reading journal, and this is something that's absolutely going to change. I just don't know when, and I'd love to hear what you guys do. I'm sorry I haven't gotten to my comments in a while because it's been a busy, busy end of the year. And again, back pain. I'm going to get to them though. So this is a Moleskine A5, and I just, I love Moleskine. I'm sorry if you don't. I know there's a lot of people who don't, but I like the simple pens. This is like the box pens. You could just buy them in a huge box. Very cheap, inexpensive, and I love this pen. It's fine tipped, so it makes my messy handwriting look a little bit neater, and it's just simple, and I love it. So this notebook, I started in November, mid-quarter, and I just wanted a place where I could write some notes on books that I was reading, and maybe also a little bit of a bullet journal where I could track when I start a book, when I end a book, how many pages I read, or if I listen to an audiobook, how many hours and minutes. It's been ass, you guys. I cannot keep it together. So let me show you. I started out with a weekly because I usually live and die by the weekly. I just love it. It works for a lot of things. And I just was having a heck of a time writing down how much I was listening to. Usually sometime at the end of the week, I'd just fill this all out and I'd get this information from my everyday carry, which is fine too. And I don't know, I started to fall off on it after a while, and I wasn't always filling it out. I was forgetting, and I just feel like this information needs to be in one of my planners that I open every day. It just has to be. The other struggle I was having is that I was not writing in here. You guys, I just couldn't get it together to write in here. I was writing really sloppy. And then the other thing is, instead of writing after I finished reading or listening, I was like basically waiting until I finished a book. I wasn't waiting, but I'd realize after I finished an audiobook or reading a book that, oh yeah, I have to take notes so that I don't forget this so I can reference it later, especially if I had a book club. And there was a couple of times when I was actually listening to audiobooks, I had returned them, and I could not remember the characters' names. Like, I could remember like the main character, but everyone else, I was like, what was his name? Was it Todd or Bob or Kevin, which is not even like remotely close. And the struggle is real. Like, a lot of times when we read things, we can have a better memory. We'll have a better memory, but the audiobooks were kind of killing me, and I just didn't know what to do. Sorry, this wants something to focus on. And you're right. Okay, so here's where we are now. This is Reading Journal Quarter 1. And yeah, the struggle is real. So here's what I tried to do. I decided, okay, we're going to get rid of the weeklies, and maybe that will help me out, because another struggle I had is that lazy Sylvia was like, no, I don't want to draw this out every week. And sometimes, like I mentioned, half or almost all of the week was gone before I was like, oh yeah, I need to fill this out. And I'd like draw this. So I said, okay, we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to do a monthly bullet journal style and see if that works out better. So here's my simple setup. And for those of you, oh, the sun's coming in, so I'm sorry if this gets blinding white because I've already put the settings on cloudy. Anyway, for those of you who read a lot and you're like, oh, Sylvia, we need a better spreadsheet. I already have one and it's online. I don't want to do that in here because it's lines and you have to measure stuff, and it's just, this is lazy planning. And I prefer to keep that all where it's all in 1 year. And then actually after the year ended, I decided to continue on with that. So I'll have all of my years just in one spreadsheet, and I don't have to worry about after I archive these books. So I just want it simple enough. I have the title here, author, N means notes, so that's where I check that off in this column. On this side, I write the title of the book I'm trying to read for the month. If I read it, I check it off. If I don't, I forward it. If it no longer applies because maybe I had a loan online and it, expired because I didn't get to it, then I can just mark it out and it's not that serious. I can tell just by how many times I write the title, and I'll probably abbreviate it once I've written it once, how many days it took me to read it or how many weeks. And that's all the information I really need to fill out my spreadsheet. Everything else I either look up at the end, like the publisher and the date and all of that stuff. So it's not that serious, and I'm hoping this will work out for me. Now here's the thing. I am very lazy, and I don't like the fact that I have to hand write out these notes, especially since I seem to sit down and do it at the end of the week or at the end of the book. So for me, it just seems so much simpler to open up my laptop, and I have already created, I think, maybe in November or sooner than that, I created a template for like a what is it called? A book review, I guess. I like to call it essays instead because that makes me sound like I'm still in high school. And I like to feel a little bit more adult, said the woman with washi tape. But yeah, so I think my book review, it's just nice because I can just write back and forth wherever I want to, whereas it's pretty linear in here, and I don't want to label things out because that's not what this is meant for. So I don't know why the hell I have it. Does that make sense to anyone else? So that's where I'm getting, like, this is a long-winded story, I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't know why the hell I have this. I'm not using it correctly. When I go to book club, I think that it's nice to have a book where I have notes that I can flip through. However, I can do the same thing by looking on my phone after I fill out the essay, right? The essay template form. I don't want to say book review. Anyway, so I don't know how long I'm going to keep this. Right now I'm halfway through. So November and December is already in here, which means that by the end of February, probably, unless I write a little bit more, that's all the space I'll have in here. So I don't know. What do you guys do? Do you have to keep a notebook? And if I ever do this again, I'm going to do it in like a 50-cent, you know, composition notebook that I got on clearance because it's just not that serious. And I'm probably going to archive these and never look at it again because, like I mentioned, I have this information somewhere else. And I know people make really beautiful reading journals, but that takes a lot of time and I could be writing or reading during that time. And I think a lot of those people do it because of the clicks and maybe a little bit because it brings them joy. It doesn't bring me joy and I don't care. I do, however, have a couple of different reading journals that I purchased when I got my iPad last year. Not just for me, but also for my niece Jade. They are very detailed and you can put like covers and they look really beautiful. So maybe that's what I could do because I can still type in there. I just hate writing this shit down because eventually I want to move it into the essay form. And that means I have to retype it and that's doing things twice. And that is just ridiculous. So whatever, we're done with this. I'm sorry it took me a long time. Maybe this was helpful to someone who's also having that struggle and they couldn't pin it down. Okay, finally we get to some well, I mean, technically I had some planning on the sheet, but to my everyday carry. This is my Hobonichi Weeks Mega, and the struggle is real. So here's another thing that's going to change. I have this ticket in here. This is the ticket I have. It's a parking ticket. It's part of my memorabilia for going on the train. We went on the Polar Express and it was awesome. It's the last time we'll do it. It's like one of those things you only do one time as far as I'm concerned. And we've done it. It was fun. It was actually a lot of fun. And we did caroling and we got cookies and hot cocoa and it was pretty awesome. I put it on my Instagram. You might have seen it, but I don't have a space to put this. And I've been thinking about my niece a lot because I just got a new phone. I had to back up all of my pictures. I was really scared I'd lose them, and videos that I have been taking for the past, I think 3 years I've had that phone. And I've just never cleared any of it off. And I thought, man, there's a lot of memories in here that I should keep for my niece Jade. And I thought, well, she's going to have a lot more through high school. How do I keep those memories? At first I thought, well, maybe we can just, you know, use the printer at the library and just keep kind of a bullet journal style memory keeping. But I think I want something more temporary where I actually take the photos to like the Walmart or whatever we have near us. I don't know where else I could take them other than Walmart where I live in the country, but and then get them printed out and actually keep a real scrapbook. And that seems like a mission, but I think it's a mission that's worth it if I give it to her like on graduation day, you know, and maybe there'll be several. Or maybe I just keep them here or give them to her mom. So that's another thing I need to figure out and add into all of this. And maybe I'll do some scrapbooking where I write out stuff and decorate it and then put the pictures later. We'll see how it goes, but that's something. I'm finally using my inbox here. These were things I needed to do in January. I have a couple left. The food thing is okay because I'm still, I don't know. I'm still not really working on food because I've been dealing with my back, which means I haven't been eating a lot because I've just been depressed. So that's great, I guess. a plus and a negative. I started to finally use this page. This is where I'm keeping my weight on this little guy here, which I'm not going to share, but it doesn't start until January. So I was really afraid that I wouldn't remember to use it. And in the past, I would always forget to use it because I'd start in here. Of course, it has a December start. And I'd forget all about it. So that is something new that's a plus. So here's how last month looked, and I have gone ahead and checked off things and forwarded other things. I usually use this gray highlighter at the end of the week when I'm sitting at my desk. Like, I probably will use it after this video, just because I don't carry that. I just carry this and this in my purse and nothing else. So you can see here, I haven't marked any of the days off. We're already on the 5th, and that's just because I don't have it with me all of the time. I put a little bit of washi for decoration at the top. I want to keep it simple, not that serious. I put some little kittens here on these fun days. I haven't done that this month. You'll see that I haven't used stickers at all because, again, I'm not 100% and I just don't care, and that's okay. It's okay for you too. This is one of those weird months where the monthly boxes come all the way down to the bottom. So I know people keep tracking down here. I don't, because of this and because I have this here. So I just have some top things I want to get done for the month. This is how last week looked, and I've been struggling with a stupid column here. I don't know what the hell to do with it, you guys. I used to keep meal planning there, and I thought, well, that takes up a lot of space. I could do that on the line. And then, you know, I've been struggling. So I decided for this week, I would go ahead and bring the highlighter all the way over, so I didn't here. And I would just write in some notes about why I didn't accomplish some of these things or what worked for me separately from just the book review, the weekly review, and see how that works. I don't know how well you can tell, but I have smeared the shit out of this pen. I'm using the Inner Gel Clinia, and I'm just about to put it in a box and leave it there because I might have to go back to friction. I can't handle that I'm not able to erase some things, especially when stuff like that happens. It just drives me insane. I'm not like the most neat writer, but that is just rough, you guys. It's rough. How do you feel about smearage? And as far as my style here, I'm still liking the Alistair style method here. So I'm going with that. In the back, this you didn't see, I don't think, for December because it was already filled out, but since I have been in some pain, I have to do some back planning for 4 days so I can share it. This is January, and I made a really stupid mistake. You can see all the smearage here, and it just I forgot. So when I write over the highlighter here, I like to use a darker pen, and it's a gel pen, and I forgot to put it away, and I started to number these out, and I was just smearing like crazy, y'all, and it's too dark of a pen anyway, and it's too thick of a pen, so it doesn't fit in there nicey nice like this one does. And it was just an accident that happened, and I'm over it. So over here is where I'm going to put my categories. I haven't filled this out yet because I like to put personal tracking for not just health, but for like, sorry, that was my phone. What was I saying? Okay. Oh, over here, I like to put things not just for health to track that I don't want to share with everyone, but also like stuff like hygiene stuff that I don't want to share either. So I just like make that list here. At the top, I keep finances, also something I don't want to share. So these are like any kind of credit cards, groceries, gas, all of that jazz goes right here. It's usually pretty simple, not that serious. Over here, this is just where I put my monthly task list. Since there's not a lot of space here, especially since I don't like to put things on the side over there. So I have a whole page here, and I don't make the next month in advance. So if I need more than one page, I just, can have as many as I'd like. And so I have like movies I want to watch and then TV shows. Down here I have February coming up, so things that I need to know, especially since my niece is in school. Like I've already written down Valentine's Day because that's usually something where she's like, Auntie, we're having a party, can you bring something? So I've already written it down but I need to remember that. And then I just put a few other things that don't go on my weekly or that I'm not sure what week they're going to go on, so I put them here and then pull from this list. So that's everything that is in here. This is working out well. I have no need to change it, just worried about the memory keeping. I need something for that. And last but not least, this is my documented journey, pocket-sized, what is this called? A cork folio hybrid. You know, I got the strings in here, so it can be a traveler's notebook if you want. I am alternating every single week, a different Sarasa clip in here. These are the vintage, and this one is that kind of like deep red. It's like a brick red. It's so pretty. On the left side, I just have a Moleskine notebook in square, and this is just where I keep notes, mostly on social media. And oh yeah, I need to make this video. I might need a couple of notes there. Over here, this is my pocket-sized Moleskine. It is a weekly. So on the monthly, I'm trying it out. Remember, they were so small that I decided to draw out my own on 2 pages. And I thought I would keep like mystery book club and some book stuff in here, and I didn't like that. And again, I wrote in pen, so I can't erase it, and I just have to go with it. I miss my friction pens. Anyway, I was just trying something new because I have so many other pens and colored pens. I thought, give it a go, but it's a struggle. Anyway, so I'm keeping like when I made videos here, and then just kind of lessons that I'm doing. And of course, because I haven't been feeling well, I haven't really been filling out every single day, but I'll probably do some backtracking. So here was the first week in here. And I use this like forest green color, which is very pretty. And so social media on one side, lessons on the right. And so over here, I just wrote more about the lessons I was learning on the book, The 5 a.m. Club, and how it works. So it's 20 minutes, 20 minutes, and 20 minutes. And it's called the Victory Hour. So you're supposed to walk or do stretches, some kind of exercise for 20 minutes, some type of journaling. And then after that, it's research/study. And that's how you have the Victory Hour. So I'm working on that. Then this week has just started. I'm using red, of course, same social media lessons. And then my niece is thinking about writing an essay for her History Day project. And I found this really neat book that I've always had, and I thought we'd read it through together because it's quite small. And it's about how to break down writing a really good essay. And I really liked it because, again, I'm trying to keep these essays on all the books I'm reading, and I thought, oh, this would be really nice for me to remember about structure because I've been writing so much short fiction and novels since college. Sometimes you forget the structure of an essay and how well that can help you when you're writing. So that's what I'm doing for this week. And that is everything in here. So this is very simple and not that serious and is working out really well, and I am using it. And that is everything that I am using at the beginning of 2023 and all of my setups. I am going to go to the bigger town. I might check out Hobby Lobby and see what I can find for memory keeping, see how much it really costs and where I can get some really good quality pictures. I also like black and white pictures. I think they're very dramatic and beautiful. They can be really stunning. So we'll see how all of that goes. And again, I think I might just continue this until it's done and then, you know, move over to my iPad, and I might make a couple of videos, and it might not be for everyone because I know everyone likes analoging, but it might be fun. Who knows? I'm willing to try new things in 2023. All right. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.